Welcome back, Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and guess what? This is the Wolfe Report. I have not done a Wolfe Report since the great COVID pandemic, okay? And guess what I thought to myself this morning? It's time. It's time to revive the Wolfe Report. Today I'm going to play a couple of videos for you, and the reality is this. My reality is my personality, and it's the way that I filter and the way that I process information. So my views may not match your views, but understand something. Just sit back and breathe. That's all I want you to do. Sit back and breathe and relax and understand this. The greatest movie is what's going on in the world today. And whether you believe that it's being scripted or not, it is being scripted. And whether you believe or not that you're the puppet, you are the puppet. If you believe in all of this stuff that's going on and you are getting emotionally involved in it, then guess what? You made your first mistake, okay? And I'm going to just share every week, maybe once a week, maybe twice. Yes, I am not a news station, but understand this. Our wealth and our health is all dependent on how we focus, how we process, and how we manage our emotions, which most people are not doing a very good job today. And I'm not going to get into that. Rafa, please play the first video.
So for 3 to 4 days at the RNC, we heard that Donald Trump was really into music. More often than I've ever heard in my life that this man loves music, right? Donald Trump has been in the public space since the late 70s. But in 3 days, we heard over and over again how when they're golfing, he selects the music. When they're on the airplane, he's in charge of the playlist. When there's a party, he's the DJ. Over and over. I'm thinking, that is weird. Why is that always coming up? Then we hear from people like Tucker Carlson and Eric Trump and others how since the Pew Pew attempt on his life, that he has been reflective yet driven, somber yet determined, right? Kind of stoic yet purposeful. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. I would say that sort of stuff too, because you just got, shot in the head. But then at the end of this thing, Donald Trump comes up and he does this speech, long speech, hour and 30 minutes plus, right? Longest speech since Donald Trump in 2016. That guy. Anyway, so he's getting everybody excited. The whole point of the RNC and the DNC is to rally the base, rally Americans who don't have a side yet, like those exist, and somehow get everybody excited. And you end these things on like some awesome rock music, some awesome, like Americana sort of stuff, because that's typically what gets everybody excited. How does Donald Trump end this? He ends it with an opera. And I am not an opera fan. I've never been to the opera. I don't even know the whole point of going, so I'm not that sort of cultured dude, right? But I'm sitting there next to my wife, and I'm listening to this, and I'm thinking this is kind of odd, because I've been to the RNC. I've also been to the DNC. Even though I think it's an evil bird, you'd be surprised on how many of these little evil birds I happen to know. But I'm sitting there next to my wife watching this, because we just had a baby a few weeks ago, and I'm thinking, I know this song. She's like, what? You know this opera song? I'm like, I do. I really do. Now, why do I know this song? Because I happened to, when I was younger, before I was married, honey, had a crush on Bridget Moynihan. And Bridget Moynihan had a movie that everybody watched. No, not Coyote Ugly. That one was good too. But it was called Sum of All Fears. And I've watched that movie probably 30, 40 times. Because it's a Bridget Moynihan movie. It has Morgan Freeman and J-Lo's estranged husband guy. And I've watched this movie over and over, and I'm thinking, I know this song. And then it hits me at 1:41 in the morning. I'm thinking, aha, that's the song at the end of that movie. So if you don't know what that movie's about, this is what's going to really flip your biscuit. That movie is about an attempted assassination on a president that does not become successful. The president figures out that the parties that be blamed it on a patsy. And in the movie, at the end, when this opera is playing, The president has figured out who's really behind the effort, and he unalives them all. Just saying. Was that a coincidence? Talk about a crazy, crazy coincidence from somebody who evidently picked the playlist.
Absolutely. And guess what? It makes me howl and understand something. If you don't understand that you're all being played, that Donald Trump is part of this, okay? And guess what? On my next Wolfe Report, I'm going to actually show you how Donald Trump is related to the other presidents that have been presidents of the United States. And only one president of the United States was not related. And all of them have been related. I don't know about you, but I really don't. Fool me once, but don't fool me twice. And I'm not going to be fooled by any of this. And if you actually think that Donald Trump is going to get this high up, okay, and I just don't even want to discuss the other things because people will buy into any trauma, okay? All right, they need a distraction because guess what? They can't even work on their own lives. Understand that. And that's really my point of view. And the reality is I'm going to tell you something right now, and I will have this backed up, and that's this. In the next 5 years, more changes will happen than in the last 75 to 100 years. Did you get that? Now, how many people are even prepared to have a perfect day? How many people are prepared, no matter what the crisis is, that they will stay in alignment, connected to their breath, a slight smile, and stay in the present moment where they own it? Understand something. People have been poisoned psychologically, and it's a psychological warfare. That's a third world war. And the reality is this. You see this, I put this shirt on because guess what? This is all about drinking soda. Well, guess what? We are drinking everything that they pour out for us. All right? They poison our minds. They poison our food. They poison our drink. They poison the media. Understand, take a look at this next video. I'm not going to comment too much on it, but I just want to give you a highlight. Take a look at it. Take a look at what Donald Trump says about how he's going to pay off the U.S. debt and find out that it's a shell game. And let's see if you can piece together this next video. Go ahead, Rafa. Thank you.
You hear this. How did we miss this? Remember earlier today I said make sure you engrave what Ray Dalio is telling you about going through a time warp. And remember what Trump said about paying off the debt with Bitcoin? I don't think we are ready for actually what's about to happen in this crypto ecosystem and what our little minds are about to take in. Trillions of dollars, brand new financial infrastructure. Bitcoin is a distraction. They're telling you this on CNBC today, saying it's just an experiment.
Because the world will be radically different in 5 years. And it's going to go year by year, become radically different. Next elections, the debt situation, all of these things are going to change. The debt situation.
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right?
The debt situation, all of these things are going to change.
We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
And then with the new technologies, we're going to go, it's like going through a time warp. We're going to be in a different world, okay?
Speculative currency, it's not treated the same as a lot of other equities.
You just called it pretend internet money.
Yeah. Yes. That's
you're saying the quiet part out loud for some people.
I think it's good to acknowledge that it's an experiment.
Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is coming to financial services.
XRP, originally was built by some engineers who had seen some of the flaws of Bitcoin and the challenges of scalability around Bitcoin.
I think it's good to acknowledge that it's an experiment.
And then you're going to listen to what Eric Van Miltenberg says. He's been at Ripple for almost 8 years now. Listen to what he says, and also listen to what Ray Dalio says about what he is looking into investing. And this is gonna completely blow your mind. I'm gonna keep this video short so you guys watch every second of it. Some people, it's gonna fly over you just like a Boeing 747. And for the ones that see, I'll see you guys in the comments down below. For the ones that understand this and see the bigger picture and kind of, put all the puzzle pieces together, wow. And the ones that don't, if this is the first video you're watching, go watch my previous videos. It's all fact-based, very logical perspectives of what's gonna happen. And that is XRP taking over Bitcoin 100%. Like, now we are waiting for this whole industry to really take off within a regulated guardrail, and then the sky's the limit.
So I want to know, I don't need to pick those who are creating the new technologies. I need to really pick those who are using the new technologies in the best possible way. They're not less part of the bubble.
But having liquidity in markets around the world for XRP is a big part of what will make our products over time successful. Serves a dual purpose. We measure our success not on the price of XRP, but on how much value we're delivering to these financial institutions. That's largely a function of, are they using our technology to move money around the world? And that curve is going up into the right really nicely. So that's what really gives us a lot of energy.
So I want to know, I don't need to pick those who are creating the new technologies. I need to really pick those who are using the new technologies in the best possible way. They're not less part of the bubble.
A function of, are they using our technology to move money around the world? And that curve is going up into the right really nicely. So that's what really gives us a lot of energy.
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
Can you believe how these psychos, seriously, you know what, sometimes I got to shake my head, okay, right? Because I have a doctorate in natural medicine, and you're saying, what am I doing with this Wolfe Report? Well, because guess what? I am not the ostrich with my head in the sand that I'm going to get it up the butt, okay, with my health or my wealth. You know what? If I make the wrong mistakes, the Braveheart Nation app crashes, Braveheart Nation studios crash. Do you know how many people are counting on me to have it together? Understand something. Did you hear what he just said? That the whole COVID crisis is just your hors d'oeuvre. We are now going to serve you the meal. And understand something, everyone. I don't want to get into the whole financial thing. I am not a financial advisor. And I got to tell you though, but I'm on top of this. I take 1 hour a day to listen to people that are actually logical and intelligent. You heard what I said. Okay, knowledge is not intelligent. People that know what they're doing and they take a look at history, because history just repeats itself. And maybe you didn't know it, but the United States is 248 years old as being the empire of the world. Empires don't last more than 250 years, but they're going to try to save it. And understand, they're not going to use, okay, you can tell me I'm wrong at the end of this. I'm not a financial advisor, but it doesn't add up to me. Okay, Bitcoin has nothing to even base why it's worth a penny. And if you ever looked at XRP, you'd see it's the new highway to move money around the world. And meanwhile, that's way down, really low, but they got to keep it low because guess what? Haven't they always said, look over here, look at the light, look at the light, look at Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin will never be used to actually pay down the debt because Bitcoin is not an asset. It doesn't have anything backing it, and what they use it for is not nice. I won't get into this, what it's actually used for, but the reality is this. What do you want me to do? Should I stay quiet? I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to come on once or twice a week, so if you see the Wolfe Report and that annoys you, stay off of it. But if you actually want to know what I'm thinking, okay, all right? And I am thinking, and I am preparing for the future. And if you're not preparing for the future, you are so going to get slammed. Understand this. As it says back here on the slide, we rise together. I created Braveheart Nation app so that I would have my own platform that cannot shut down anybody who's coming on, whether it's David Icke or whether it's anybody that is a truther. And that will be released September the 15th. And now I have Braveheart Nation Studios built, 5 studios in one. I'm just starting to have fun. And the reality is I know this. If I want to have my business stay healthy, okay, I need to remain wealthy, or at the point that I don't have to close my doors. And whether you believe me or not, 80% of the middle income people are going to be brought down to poverty level. Please, don't have fear, have courage. Don't have faith, have courage. Believe in yourself. We need to come together as a Braveheart Nation. And I will come back on and I will do another Wolfe Report. And understand something, I will do it maybe once or twice a week. I'm already so busy with things. I'm not coming on this because I need more attention. You know what? But I'll tell you something. You need to pay more attention, okay? You need to pay more attention because your family is counting on you. And so am I. 3, 2, 1. Let's come together as a Braveheart Nation. God bless everybody.